Hey guys, Steve Welch here with Beam Toyota in Nashville. Got a new Tacoma Pro here behind me. So I'm gonna kind of go over as part of my trim level series, all the stuff that's on the new 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. These things are a beast here, right? So I'm just gonna kind of do some of the same stuff that I normally do, right? So it now has a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbo hybrid powertrain. Of course, everything's gonna be 4-wheel drive. There's no such thing as a Pro that has 2-wheel drive, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, no such thing as a Pro that's not a double cab. So you do have the double cab, even though there's not a ton of room in the back seat, of course, for that. So, so now we have the powertrain. Like I said, is the iForce Max. Is a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline hybrid powertrain. I'll show you that here real quick. We'll pop her open, which obviously you can also see, by the way, you have a TRD Pro right there in there, TRD Pro up here, the black roof and your black hood scoop, which is pretty awesome. It's non-functioning, of course, but you can see you got your cold air intake that's right there with a washable filter, all the hybrid components. All of these are hybrids, of course. I always like to point out that you've got your little Easter eggs down there. So that's obviously going over some terrain there, and then those right there are actually the coordinates for Mount Rainier. So if you're actually looking for what that is, little Easter eggs that you can find in there. But taking a look, they've done away with the beauty covers, so you don't have that beauty cover, which adds some heat and things like that to it. But they've done away with that, of course. So heritage style grille up front here. You do have all these cameras. I can show you that here in a little bit, but those cameras are actually pretty sweet for looking around the vehicle. The rigid type fog lights that are there. You also, if you look down here, this is a light bar that's down there. I'll do a video show you guys how to turn that on, but you do have to have your brights on in order for that to come on as well. All your little sensors there, so you know if you're getting close to something or not. Your TRD skid plate underneath. All right, you have a double wishbone suspension in the front with your Fox shocks. These things are really, really sweet for off-road, but you can kind of take a look and see what that suspension looks like under there. On both sides, like I said, the skid plates there. You also have your high-performance tires, right? These are 18-inch tires here, 265/70 R18s with your TRD wheat rims here. I'll get you a look at the suspension from up top here. You can see you got the red TRD with your coils. Pretty sweet. I'll also mention too that you have, if you look right there, you do have your laser welded blanks on this as well, to make your frame actually a little bit stronger than what it would be without that. The fender flares, if you kind of take a look at the fender flares, you can see those stick out further outside of the truck as well, and they're gloss painted. So those look pretty sweet. You also have under here, like I said, you got all your cameras all the way around this thing, blind spot monitor on this truck as well. Just really, really sweet. So that performance cold air intake, you saw that. The Pro off-road suspension, it has your Fox QS3 shocks with adjustable internal bypass coil covers and your rear remote reservoir with a front 1-inch front and a 1/2-inch rear lift on that vehicle, right? You can also see here too, you got your rock rails down there, which is nice in case you're doing something that this truck should be able to do, right? By the way, I do want to mention too, your turbocharger on this is a twin scroll. That twin scroll is going to give you some added power right when you need it, of course. So actually, we'll get back to power too, because I did want to mention that as well, that you do have 326 horsepower, 465 foot-pounds of torque at 1700 RPM on that torque. So the horsepower is produced at 6,000, but your torque, you have that 1700 RPM for the torque. That thing is just really, really easy to get the thing rolling, just because anything that you're hauling, you're gonna be good with. 6,000 pounds of towing, 640 is what the tongue weight is. Your front brakes are 13.4 and your on your rotor size, and your rear brakes are 13.2. Pretty easy to look there. Composite bed, they've done that with all of the Tacomas now. I do want to mention here too, we'll get inside in a second, but you have your power lower tailgate. So power lower and power raise on the tailgate. Composite bed, this one's got the spray and bed liner, which is an option that's on here. Also has your power package back here with the power ports, USBs, your 12 volt, all of that. Bed lighting on this one, that's an option too. And then you do have your plug that's right there. Want to mention too, your tailgate, it'll go up or it'll go down. You pull it up there, it'll go up for you. The back bumper, you're going to see that you've got the ARB on the back bumper here, and then your hitch, of course, your 7-way and your 4-way right there. Also, you can see your sensors that are in that back bumper as well. That back light, which is always nice when you're going backup camera. Get your iForce Max on here. And then also you'll notice something that the Tundra doesn't have is that on both sides, you have the ability to actually lower it with that switch. The Tundra hasn't done that. I think that'll be coming out pretty quick for the Tundra, but on these so far, you don't have that. And you can also hit that button and raise it that way. You don't have to manually raise the back of it at all here. So now just kind of looking, so you're also on your off-road stabilizer disconnect, so you have that as well. So the stabilizer disconnect allows you to disconnect the stabilizer bar, which is going to, and you can always look when you're on the inside and see it has stab bar right there. But that stabilizer disconnect will allow you when you're off-road to disconnect the stabilizer, give you a much better off-road experience, of course, when you're driving. Power seats on both sides, so you can see that. The other side is a power seat as well. 14-inch screen. That's the same thing that's in the Tundra. That thing is a beast, right? But, kind of looking back at the exterior, just some of the stuff that I might have missed here. Obviously the steel rear bumper with the rear recovery hooks, fixed cargo bed tie down points, heritage inspired Toyota front grille. So you also have the LED lighting in the beds, of course, all the tie downs in the beds. LED lighting is standard on here. You also have your rear defroster around the back window, that power slide back window as well. So dimensions, all right, so it shows me the dimensions here, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you about those. 214.2 on overall length. Overall height is 75.8. Inside bed length is 60.3. Inside bed width at tailgate is 53. Inside bed width at wheel wells is 44.7. Overall width is 80.1. Wheelbase 131.9. Inside bed depth is 21.2. And inside bed width at accessory rail is 56.4. So yeah, just showing a lot of this stuff here on the outside. By the way, it does also have a smart key system where you can touch this and lock everything, or grab on the back side here and unlock it. So it does have that as well. Now I do want to show you something. Let's start behind here first, right? I'm gonna unlock this. Let's start in the back seat. All right, like I said, there's not a ton of room in the back seat. Everybody's going to notice that, so there's no need in really not pointing that out. I mean, I've got this thing back pretty far, right? But if you look at the back of these seats, there's a reason for it. There's actually it's a directional seat that is on the back. It's the isodynamic seat, right? And you can spin this off, and when you spin this off, you'll see that you have a little air Schrader valve here, right? And it'll pump that gauge up, right? So if you want the seat a little bit more rigid, a little bit less rigid, you can do that. And then you can actually turn it for off-road or turn it for on-road, basically on how you want this to work, right? But it'll allow the seat to actually go in 3 axes, right? So that seat can move around to 3 different axes and actually can keep you more comfortable while you're going over some pretty rough terrain, which in a Pro, I hope you're using it for that, right? So that is something that is pretty sweet. You do have stuff behind here. Obviously you can pull this down. The JBL speaker here, your jack tools are on the other side. Pretty easy there. Like I said, you can get somebody back here. You do have your 2 USB-C ports and another 120 volt power port here, cup holders in the back. And something else is that those seats are on both sides. The isodynamic seats are on both sides, and those things are really sweet to sit in. You can actually feel it pretty good. Show you up top there, sunroof. You want to take a look back there, you can see you can hang some stuff in the back. We're gonna pop over here. I do want to show you this too. So this right here, you get a pump for the back seat. There's a little hand pump that you get for the back seat. That is something that you might want to know about. So you've got the floor mats, the TRD PRO floor mats are in here as well. You can see that you've got your heritage style on the front of the grille there. And just looking before I turn anything on, you can see all your drive mode, multi-terrain select, crawl control, tow haul mode, everything's right there. You can turn into this. This is your 4-wheel drive. You hit this button and you can turn it into 4-wheel drive like this, right? Brake hold, parking brake is right here. That's your panoramic view, your locking rear diff, your stabilizer bar disconnect, straight path assist for going back, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and start this vehicle, which is really sweet. You also have your red here, red TRD button. That's a la the Tundra, of course. TRD down on your steering wheel, that's done the same way as the Tundra. You have your ability to lower your headlights. That's your dash brightness, fuel, of course, your automatic high beams. That turns on your power, right? You also have the ability to lower your tailgate right here. So you can actually lower it or you can raise it from right here very, very easily, right? 3 pre-wired auxiliaries. This turns on the bed lighting for you, and then your TRD light bar. Like I said, you need to be in bright lights in order for that to work. Your 12.3 screen, everything's right here with your 12.3 screen. You also have your fog lights, of course, you can turn on over here, automatic headlights. All of this is customizable if you wanted to change that. I've got videos that show you how to do that. No need not to do that, of course. But you can see huge, the screen right there, of course. This right here, you have a digital rear view mirror. So as I'm doing that, you see there's a TV behind me, which is what you're seeing right there. Then you got your door, everything else up here. You have, that's where you turn your window and open the window or close that back window, right? So that's how you do that pretty easily. A lot of crap handles, a lot of ways that you can hold on right here. And then you've also got your wireless charging that is right here as well. Heated seats, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, brake controller. What else do you want, right? TRD Pro is in your doors right here on either side. JBL, this one doesn't have it in here right now, but it's got the speaker as well. That removable JBL speaker is something that a lot of people are really liking on these things. It's a Bluetooth speaker that you can remove. In here, it's a smart key, driver, passenger doors, push button start, digital rearview mirror. Already talked about all that. All your pro leather trimmed, wireless charging, dual zone climate control with air filtration, individual temperature setting for driver and passenger. It's eligible, or it's able to do the digital key, which is through the remote connect system. So you can also remotely start it, by the way, with your phone, lock it, unlock it, do all the stuff that remote connect does. Soft text with your isodynamic performing seats with your contrast stitching and your camo insert, heated ventilated 6-way power adjustable driver passenger front seats, and 2-way manual recline and 4-way power adjustable lumbar support. That heated steering wheel, 60/40 split on the rear, power sliding window on the back. So your 14-inch multimedia, of course, with your flex speaker, 10-speaker JBL. All that stuff is right there for us here too. So and then if you buy it and you're not in the Southeast region, you get no cost maintenance. Also did want to mention too, if you can see that there, you get the heads up display. You can always see that little cutout there, but you do have that that heads up display in there, right? So you can come out here, your TRD exhaust, you can definitely hear that. It's definitely got a good rumble to it. Did want to show you the rear suspension as well. Multi-link on the rear. Give you hopefully a good view of that while we're running here. Also have your Fox suspension back here, like I said, fully boxed frame. Door sill protectors. Part of your JBL right here. Power windows, power locks, everything's power. You do have your little compartment over here that I pointed out before if you wanted to hide something over here or whatever you want to do. Dual climate control, like I mentioned, for either side. So you also have for your sunglasses up here, you have your lights on either side that you can manually put on here, of course, or turn them on with the door. SOS button up there. So the SOS is if you're hit or you need some help, you can hit that button. Somebody will be able to come out and find you. That has a 10-year trial on there, by the way. So that is a sweet system. You have 1 year of Drive Connect. The Drive Connect is a system for up here for your maps, of course. You get your connected services, get everything connected, all that turns on. Remote Connect, your Wi-Fi Connect, Service Connect, 10 years on your Service Connect. Your Service Connect, if you need it, it will also be able to send information to the dealerships that you can get your car maintained. Your volume dial's down here, so I actually like that. It's a little bit in a pretty good spot for being able to turn your volume up, turn your volume down on the radio. Home link down here. Of course, you can adjust your mirror for, you know, how the digital looks if you want to. Pretty easy, but all your garage door opener and stuff over here. You do have the ability to say, "Hey Toyota," if you want this thing to talk to you. It's just something else that you can do. Both sides, you're going to have your mirrors down here for both sides. These are also slide, so if you want this here, so you can actually pull it to the side and you can slide that out. So that's pretty much how that works. Sunroof, like I said, up here, that does open. So sometimes people ask that question. If you can open it, tilt it, you can definitely do that as well. Class 4 towing hitch is on the back, 7-pin, 4-pin. We already talked about that. Trailer backup guide, blind spot monitor, all that is part of it. Blind spot monitor, 3D multi-terrain monitor. So that's something that I want to show you guys here, is the multi-terrain monitor. So I'm going to hit this button here. So I've got everything, and we're sitting in our room here, right? So I've got everything to where we can just look around this thing, and it shows everything around it. Now, as we started moving, it would actually light up under the vehicle. So it uses the cameras to do that. But you're gonna see that I have this right here. There's, if I want to, I can turn around and I can trade the color of the vehicles, right? I can hit this and look around in just a slightly different way. If you are in this mode, now you can see all different things that are right here, right? So this right here is the camera mode, where you can see all the way around looking at the vehicle, right? You can see different cameras, which is pretty sweet. This right here allows you to look at different angles, so you know, you can kind of try to see what's looking close. And like I said, it's kind of stitched together, but as you're moving, it does a really good job at showing you what you're looking at. You can do this, you can see the bed camera. If you're looking back, you can see either side. So if you're going someplace tight, you can definitely look at that, right? And then you can turn on auto. This will turn on anytime you're below 7 miles per hour. That will turn on the auto, and it'll give you the view that you want to see. You can also turn this on. This is for off-road. This is great because it'll show you both sides, right? And it'll show you your pitch and roll. And then you've got real quick views that you can adjust real quick as you're on the fly to see what you're looking at, where you're going, everything like that. That's just a really sweet view that you have when you're in this truck, right? And like I said, having a Pro, that's something that you definitely would want to have the ability to do, right? But putting it in reverse allows you to kind of play with some of those things here. So put us in drive here, but yeah, you can kind of, you know, like I said, you look around. Now I do want to mention something else too, so I'm going to pop out of here, and I want to mention here, if you look, you'll see that this seat looks a little bit different than what your normal Tacoma seat does too. So it's all part of that isodynamic seat. It's actually going to hug you, and I can tell you, as a big guy, it really is secure in there. Cup holders are down here. You can see the size of this. Like I said, you can get inserts for that too. I'm going to go ahead and give the gentleman that's buying this truck the Muslaji insert that I did previously. Just reviewed that. I'm going to go ahead and give him that, and then those door cup holders that I did. Check those out on the previous video. I'll probably link that at the end, so you can put something in this truck, because you're probably going to want to have a little extra storage in there. So but yeah, tell me what you guys think. I mean, just kind of a quick go over as part of my Toyota trim level series. Steve Welch here with Beaman Toyota. Hopefully you guys love this truck, because everybody else is going to. It's just pretty sweet, right? You're gonna get a lot of people asking you about it when you own the truck. But we'll hopefully do a test drive here, and you know, coming up. But we'll see what goes on. But Steve Welch with Beaman Toyota. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.